Welcome back to another week of Jacked Up Recap. This time, it's going to be with Ryan MacKellar. I'm Cody Lefkowitz, the voice of your Odessa Jackalopes. And Ryan, it's been a fun first half of the season. Let's talk about it a little bit. You guys started off in Amarillo, took the victory before heading to the showcase. And it was a showcase in which Jaden Anderson ended up scoring 4 points in 4 games until he got injured in the next series.
Yeah, it's kind of been the story of our year so far. It's been a roller coaster to say the least, especially with injuries. To lose a goal scorer like Jaden early hurt us. We kind of went on a bit of a slump after that. And then, you look down the line of suspensions and me getting hurt. Johnny's out. Woody's still suspended. And it doesn't really hurt the morale of this locker room, but it has affected us a little bit in the standings. And I think when everyone gets back, we're going to go on a roll and we're going to be fine. We're going to make the playoffs.
Now, you guys started the season on a 13-game road trip that was the longest in all the league. It was kind of rough. And then even coming back for that home series against Lone Star, you guys only practiced here about a day and a half. Yep. The rookies, people who have never played here before, really didn't – there was no home ice advantage in that first series against Lone Star.
It's kind of the story of the Jackalopes. We kind of get the short end of the stick on a lot of things. Like you said, we played 13 games on the road to start, and then – being able to practice in our own barn one time before hosting, I think, one of the best teams in the entire league. It's tough. And you look at our schedule, too, that's really hindered us. We've played Lone Star already 6 times, Wichita Falls 7 times, Shreveport 6 times. That's the top 3 teams in our division and easy top 10 in the league, maybe even top 5. And we've been able to pick up a win against each of those teams with hurting lineups. So it says a lot about the guys we have in our room, and it's going to show immensely when everyone's healthy and ready to play.
Now, after those 13 games, though, you guys came home. You played teams like Lone Star and Shreveport and Wichita Falls. I mean, that's kind of been the whole first half, as you guys have played the top 3 teams in the division. You've only played Amarillo 1 time. You haven't played Topeka yet. You played Corpus Christi for 1 series. So it's kind of been a little bit, bad luck of the draw, bad bounce, as you like to say. And but the second half should be a little bit better.
It should be, and I don't want to glorify those top 3 teams in our division, because in this league, especially this division, every game's going to be a battle. We were able to pick up a sweep on the road against Corpus, but those games were back and forth. They were hard-fought games, and even Amarillo this weekend for 3 games. I mean, everyone on that team can play hockey. There's no slouches in this league. So when I say we've played the 3 toughest teams, and then we have Amarillo coming in, that's not anything against Amarillo, and that's not glorifying those top 3 teams. But I think our chances to win are a little bit better because we have the manpower back. And I think if we have that manpower against those top 3 teams, they're having this interview talking about Odessa leading the standings. So, yeah, it should be a really good second half.
And, it's going to be good just having those guys back, like you're saying. The injury bug just bit Odessa multiple times in the first half. Jaden Anderson went out. And then you ended up going out. You blocked a shot, broken hand for about 6 weeks was what they told you. You're at about that 6-week mark now, 6.5. But you went out with that. Rowan Savadat went out for about a month. Jaden Anderson went out another game after, I think that was only like his second game back since his injury. Comes back, gets injured against Shreveport the same way that he did against Wichita Falls. Since then, just suspensions on injuries, and Johnny Hogue went down a couple weeks ago with an injury, and it's just you guys have just had to play through it.
Yeah, and I think the style of play we play, I know guys in that other locker room are hurting big time when we play against them, but unfortunately we've just had a bad draw with kind of freak injuries like myself. If a puck hits you in the top of the hand, it shouldn't break your hand, but it's kind of what happens, and then Savvy takes one off the melon. That doesn't happen every game, So I don't want to call it bad luck because you can say everything's bad luck, but hopefully we're going to hit our stride here soon, and the hockey gods will bless us with a few months of healthy hockey.
And not only is the team getting healthier and better, that last series against Wichita Falls, you were out with an injury. Johnny Hogue was out with an injury. Bastian Maya was overseas playing in the World Junior Cup. Zach Heinz was sick. Flackney was sick the first day. You had to play the emergency backup goaltender. Connor Woods suspended 3 games. Connor Stewart suspended 2 games. You guys played a man down pretty much the whole series against Wichita Falls, and you took 4 out of 6 possible points from them.
And, I think a lot of that comes from the mentality Coach Gatto instills in this locker room. I remember one game this year we had 6 guys out, and we were playing Lone Star. It was like Thudium was out, I was out, Woody's out, like some
Riley was
yeah,
out.
some of the top older guys. And Gatto comes into the room and says, "There's no excuses here," and that's almost like a shot of adrenaline. Like, you can almost go into the locker room on those days and say, well, I hope we win. And coach comes in and says, we're gonna win this game regardless.
Early in the season, actually, you guys got Joe Kinsella. He didn't start with the team, came over last day of the showcase. And then recently, you guys got Levi Wonder and threw him on the top line right away, Chase Thudium, Zach, and it seemed to work out pretty well.
Yeah, Levi's a heck of a player. He's going to help us big time with a scoring touch. He's one of those Division I committed players, and he shows it every time he plays. So he's going to help us. And I remember we picked up Kinsella at the beginning of the year, and he's a big body. He's got a missile of a shot. And so we got all the pieces to be a championship team. It's going to come together, and for us, we hope it comes together at the right time. You can look at those other teams that hit their stride early, and we battled some stuff when they were hitting their stride. So if it's February or March and we're winning 10 games in a row, that's what we need to do. And so no one in this room is worried.
Now the Jacks are in last place in the division right now, but it's 4 points that separate that 4th place spot with Corpus Christi and you guys. It's going to be a really good second half of the season.
Yeah, and with Amarillo coming in for 3 games, those are 6 points we feel like we should take. So we take 6 points there, we're in 4th place, right? So the standings, you can't look at them too deeply. They're really just numbers on a piece of paper or a computer screen. So we ignore that stuff. We just know we have to play hard-nosed hockey for the last 30 games of the season.
Let's go on. Let's do a little segment we call Meet the Player, where the fans at home get to know a little bit about Ryan MacKellar. Sure. So to start off, you're from Indianapolis. You played for the Indiana Junior Ice for a while, and then you found your way to Odessa. Kind of talk about how you took that path here to the Jacks.
Well, if you look at the players that were able to come out of Indiana hockey and make it to higher levels, we all kind of play the same way. Everyone spends a lot of time in the offseason getting better. We don't really have the ice time amenities that some other kids have in higher hockey populated areas. So pretty much my whole life I've played like a hard-nosed style of play. When I was younger, I was able to put up some big points just because of my work ethic and speed and strength kind of stuff. So it's been a grind to get to this level for sure. When I was playing AAA, my goal wasn't, I wasn't thinking, okay, I want to be a D1 college hockey player. I was thinking I want to be a junior hockey player. That was the next step, and not a lot of guys get to do that from my area. So when I was able to make this team after being cut by a couple other teams in our division, it was easily the greatest day of my life. Such a relief. I love this game so much, and to be blessed to play 3 years here and now wear the C, it's almost like a storybook for me. It's been really nice.
Now, you mentioned points. You put up a lot of points in midgets and everything, but now that you've come to the Jacks, it's been a little bit tougher. It's a tougher league, obviously, the NHL, a very good league, sending a lot of guys to different colleges, different higher leagues, minor leagues, NHL. 34 points in your first 2 seasons. People see that, scouts see that, and they go, well, that doesn't really look that good. But then they see how you play, and it's just outstanding. You're getting college offers, those sort of things. Like you said, you didn't want to be, D1 scholarship wasn't the first thing on your mind, but now it is.
Yeah, it's really amazing, to be honest. I remember my first year junior after Blaine, Gatto was telling me these Division I schools were taking interest in me, and I was like, really? Like, that was a far-fetched dream for me. But yeah, it's really becoming a reality, whether it's D1 or Division III. And I think the people that have reached out to me, they see that not that I'm even an all-around hockey player, but I'm kind of an all-around person. I have the grades to back up my play, and the coaches that have come to watch me, they don't look at the stat sheet, right? You can look at whatever you want to look at, but if you watch me play, you'll see kind of some of the intangibles I do, and it's helped me a lot.
Now, you were named captain before the season started by Coach Gatto. Pretty high honor here with the Jackalopes. What did that mean to you?
It was tremendous. It was almost indescribable. Like I was saying earlier, it was just kind of when I made it to this level, it was just one of those things where I was happy to be here. I just loved being here, and now to be my 3rd year and wear the C, such a prestigious honor, it means a lot to me, and I take my role pretty seriously. I want to do things that a captain should do. I want to lead the rookies in the right direction and kind of mold the locker room how me and the other leaders see fit, and I think we've done a pretty good job of that.
All right, now it's going to be time to do a little rapid-fire questions, get to know Ryan MacKellar a little bit quicker and a little bit better. So let's start this off. What's the nickname among the team?
Macker.
All right, favorite hockey team?
Detroit Red Wings.
Who's your favorite player of all time?
Of all time, Datsuk. Of right now, Darren Helm.
What's your pregame ritual?
I'm a big rock fan, so I like to listen to some heavy rock, kind of get my head in the zone and play some two-touch with the guys outside and get a good stretch in.
Do you have any pregame or midgame superstitions?
I wouldn't say superstitions. I would just kind of say routine, so nothing too crazy.
All right. Favorite movie?
Miracle.
Favorite food?
Steak.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
To be really good at hockey.
What would you say is your spirit animal?
Wolverine.
If you had to choose one song at karaoke to sing, what would it be?
Fall for You by Christian French. Everyone should go check it out. It's my buddy's song. It's really good.
If you could choose one person to go on a date with, who would your dream date be with?
Oh, that's a good one. So someone asked me this earlier. I said the blonde girl from Entourage. She's gorgeous. If you're watching this, which you probably are, this is a pretty big deal. You or Julianne Hough. She's great. And then the actress off Never Back Down, the blonde chick. Wow, she was something special back in the day.
And then last question, do you have any hidden talents?
A lot of people don't know this. I kind of keep it kind of private, but I can play guitar. So ladies, you know where to find me.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this week's Jacked Up Recap. You can follow along all season on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or at jackalopes.org.